Let's talk about using folders in Pro Tools. All right, so today is probably going to be a bit of a shorty video. I just want to talk about using folders in Pro Tools. This is something that I've been doing for a little while, and I've finally gotten to the point where I feel very stable with the fact that I am now using folders. I'm using routing folders consistently. That's kind of what I've fallen onto, I guess, or leaned into doing. So now I am using routing folders consistently, and I find that there are some pretty good benefits to it. So I wanted to share it with all of you. All right, so first let's define what a folder is, right? There are routing folders and then there are basic folders, I believe they're called. I'm going to do Command-Shift-N to create a new track. And if I hold Command and hit the right arrow to make it stereo and then the up arrow while holding Command, you'll see that we have a routing folder and then we have a basic folder as the two options here. So these are the two different types of folders. With routing folders, you get what you see here. So those verse vocals, chorus vocals, synths, bass, and drums, these are all routing folders. So if I hold Command and hit up here, it's this option here that you're looking at. So you can add plugins, there's input and output panels, it has the contents within the folder are routed through the folder, and it behaves very similarly to an aux track. So if you're used to taking chunks of tracks like I have here and routing them through aux tracks, which is what I also am comfortable and familiar with doing, then this is going to be very similar to that. Now, if I hold Command and hit the down arrow, now I'm in the basic folder option. And so that's a lot simpler, right? It's just a folder where you put your tracks into it and it opens and closes. I'll show you it in a minute, but there aren't as many routing options. So you can't add plugins, for example. You don't route your tracks through the folder. The folder just helps you kind of organize the tracks within your session. Now, there are benefits to both of these. So let me close this. Actually, I'm going to create a basic folder for you. So here's a basic folder. And so you'll notice with this folder, compared to this basic folder, we have the routing folder with the plugins, we have routing, we have our levels. Here it just shows you whether there's signal. So if I put a track in here and it is making sound, this will light up green. It doesn't have as many options in terms of the routing and the plugins, right? You don't have those details here. So let me create a couple new tracks. I'm just going to create like 3 mono tracks here. And you'll notice it put these tracks within this folder. It has this line here showing that they're within the folder. So if I drag them outside of the folder, now they don't have that line next to them, right? They're not encompassed within the folder. And if I do Command equals to switch over to my mix window, I can see that here as well. So if I drag and drop them into the folder, now they have this line going around them showing that they are within this blue folder. And if I change the color of the folder, let me click down here, you'll notice that it reflects that as well. So I get the red line going around them, purple, and so on. So the reason why I like the basic folders is if you want to just kind of keep your routing how you've been doing things and you don't want to have to worry too much about how this functions differently than, for example, your aux tracks, then you can keep doing things as you normally do and just put each category of instrument into the basic folder. That's what I was doing for a really long time, and that worked really well for me. So this is a great way to kind of shift into potentially thinking about doing routing folders later, but for now, you're not changing anything about your routing or where you're putting your plugins or anything like that. You just have a basic folder that you've created. All right, so that's kind of the big difference for what a basic folder is versus a routing folder, right? The main difference are those routing capabilities, right? You can route the tracks through an actual output that then the folder receives as an input, and you can add sends and plugins, you can do panning, stuff like that. You can adjust the levels. Whereas with a basic folder, you just have them within the folder. They're just chilling in there. And there are more details here for how they work. We'll dig into that in a second. But I wanted to mention this before explaining why use a routing folder or a basic folder, right? So the big advantage that I see, even if you're using a basic folder, is to help you clean up your session. So especially when you have a big session, right? Sometimes I have sessions where it's like 200 tracks with a client, right? And I will drop whole categories of instruments into folders the way I have here, right? So chorus vocals, verse vocals, synth, bass, drums, whatever else you have, right? And I will drag and drop a whole bunch of tracks in there. And what that does is it helps clean up my session. You'll notice here, this is not actually a part of the session, but you'll notice that my session can kind of be viewed all at once, right? So I can see the tracks that are in each folder. I can see where they're existing. So I know like this is the chorus here just by glancing at it. This is the verse. And if I want to dig into something, if I'm like, oh, let's mix the bass a little bit more, I can then open the folder by clicking this folder icon. And now I can work with the bass. And so for me, when I get into these really big sessions, this can save me a ton of scroll time, because if you notice, if I were to open, this isn't even that big a session. Sometimes I have much bigger sessions, but if I open all of these folders here, and you'll notice if I do Command equals, we can open folders in the mix window as well. I'm holding shift and scrolling to move over to the right. I can open my drums folder. Once I open all my folders, you'll notice that I have how many tracks here? 50 tracks, right? So if I want to find a given track to work with while mixing in this session, I have to scroll and I have to look and I have to scroll and I have to look. And yeah, the color coding helps. The aux tracks help differentiate between sections of instruments, sections of tracks, right? That's what I've used in the past historically. But having these folders here to collapse down when I'm not working on that section of instrument makes it much faster than scrolling, right? I don't have to go through this endless scroll to find something. So when I have a session that's like 200 tracks or more, right? It's much easier to just go, okay, I want to work on this one instrument, click that, and then scroll through that, right? That's much more manageable than that infinite scroll. So that's kind of my big reason for why use folders at all, right? Either type of folder. And, basic folders help you do that. And then routing folders help you do that. And then in my mind, they help you do that. And then additionally, they kind of take the place of that last tier of aux track before it goes out to, the main mix or the master fader or whatever your next spot is in your routing, right? So I initially was using these basic folders to just kind of condense my session and make it more manageable to avoid that scroll. But now what I'm doing is I've kind of abandoned these. I don't use those anymore. And now what I'm doing is I'm using these routing folders, and they are helping me avoid that scroll. And then they're also kind of taking place of some of these final aux tracks that I may have. So you might see this and be like, oh, Cato, you're still doing your aux track thing. And it's like, yeah, I am, right? So right now I have all these synth tracks are routing out the synth aux, and then they're going in to this aux here, right? So here's the synth aux input on my track, and then that's going out the synth's bus, which is what this routing folder is receiving, right? So this is kind of like a final aux here, and these are the auxes that I would have had previously. But if you've watched my channel before, then you might know what I used to do is up by this room reverb track, I would have master fader, I'd have, talkback and click track, which I don't have on this one because I'm just mixing this one. But I would have right next to this room reverb track, I would have a bunch of stem tracks. And so these were aux tracks. I color coded them the same, like dark purple. And I would have a stem for, lead vocals, backing vocals, guitars, bass, drums. It'd be like that kind of a category, the kind of category that you make for stems, right? And you'll notice I don't have those here. I don't have a bunch of aux tracks here that are behaving as my stem tracks. And instead, these folders are my stem tracks now. So if I want to solo just the synths, I can do that. And they're right here. And it's behaving the same way my stem aux tracks used to behave, right? So these are essentially taking the place for that. So that's kind of some of the theory of how and why you use folders, within Pro Tools. Let's jump into actually how to use them specifically and how they behave. Okay, so I already showed you that you can do Command-Shift-N to create a new track. And then you can use, I hold Command and then the arrow keys to change it to either a basic folder or a routing folder. I'm going to create a routing folder now since I already made this other basic folder. So I have this example routing folder and I have this basic folder. And you'll notice if I drag and drop my audio tracks into this second folder here, the routing folder, they do not by default have the routing through that folder. This folder was created with a bus that is matching the folder name, but they don't default have that. So now what I have to do is do Option Shift. You'll notice I'm highlighting all three of these tracks. That's why Option Shift is going to affect all of these right now. And I go and I find that routing bus, so folder 2. So now all of these tracks are routing through the folder. So if you want to have your tracks routing through the folder, they can exist within the routing folder, but they don't automatically route through the folder until you make sure that they are doing so. So that's something to keep in mind, is that you want to set your output panels to match the input for the folder. Another thing to keep in mind is, let me drag these out of here actually. If you click a range of tracks and then you right click on them and then you go to move to, you can create a new folder. So I can be like test folder, like vocals or something, it's like whatever you want to name them based on what the tracks are. And I'm going to actually swap this over to routing because this is kind of where it becomes important that I'm doing it this way. So if I make my routing folder, name it, and then I hit create, it automatically puts them within that routing folder. So I have these folders within this test folder V folder, right? And they're routed out through that. If I then right click on them and I have all their nameplates selected, if I select here and then reselect them holding shift and clicking, you'll notice this routing here. So test folder V, if I right click and then go move to, if I move them to folder 1, that's a basic folder, right? There's no routing. So it will not change their routing. They're still routing through here. Their signal is still going to be represented over here. So that's a little wonky, right? I probably don't want to do that. But you'll notice if I move it to folder 2, I think that was a routing folder, right? So you'll notice it has moved them and it has not changed their routing. So be careful when you're moving them. You want to always double check their routing and make sure that everything's good, right? So if I move it back to test folder V here, now they're within the correct folder based on the routing. You just want to double check that routing. I'm going to move them one more time into folder 2 here. Cool. So see how that works? Now with folders, and this one kind of tripped me up a little bit at first, there's a shortcut to open and close folders, and that's Shift F. So I'm going to show you on the mix window first. So I'm going to do Command equals. I'm in the mix window. So if I do Shift F here, I'm on the drums folder. If I do Shift F, it will open that folder. If I do Shift F again, it will close that folder, right? It works for any of these folders, and it'll work for, let me do a new, because I already closed this out and then realized I wanted to do this. But let me do a basic folder here. So here's a basic folder. Oh no, undo. Basic folder, I'm going to drag it over here. And Shift F will open and close that as well. I don't have anything in it right now, but you can see the little icon change. You can see how it looks different when it's closed versus open, right? So it works on both types of folders. Now, if I do Command equals and I switch to the edit window, this is what tripped me up at first, and I did figure it out. So right now, I have this nameplate for folder 1 selected, and if I do Shift F, it's not going to open this folder. It's going to open a different folder, and let me show you how that works. It's going to open, I'll do Shift F, and you notice it opened the synths folder. And so at first I was like, is this a bug? Did I get a virus? What's going on? Why is it being weird? Because I would I'd move around and I would try to open and close, and it would be opening and closing different folders than when I meant to open and close. And what I realized is it has to do with where your edit cursor is. So if you're trying to use the shortcut, the Shift F, and you feel like it's not working properly and you're in the edit window, look at where your cursor is, because right now mine is on the synths folder. So when I do Shift F, it opens and closes that folder. If I move over here to the VVox one, it will open and close that one for me, right? So it has to do with where your cursor is. So if I, for example, want to put my cursor, and this is my edit window cursor, right? If I wanted to put that in 2 different folders, you'll notice I did Shift F and it opened both folders for me. So you can open multiple folders at once this way. Same thing, you can open and close multiple folders at once by selecting multiple within the mix window, and I can do Shift F and it will open and close both of those. See how that was working? So you can use Shift F to open and close folders. Just be aware of where your cursor is if you're in the edit window. And we have this option here. So we have link timeline and edit selection, and I like to live with that linked. So timeline is this top one, edit selection is this bottom one. You can also link your track and edit selection. So if this doesn't bother you in other areas of your workflow, you can link that, and then wherever your cursor is will also be where this one is. So if I click here, now my cursor's there as well. If I click up here, my folder nameplate is selected according to where the cursor is, right? So they are linked. So if I want to move around that way, then I don't have to worry about where the cursor is versus which nameplate is highlighted. I tend to not work this way. It's not as big a deal to me as the timeline and edit link, but I do tend to not have this linked. So I will unlink that, and I just consciously think about where my cursor is what I choose to do. But that's my own personal preference, right? Another thing to keep in mind is, let me move these over to our basic folder. I should probably rename this basic folder. So there's my basic folder. You notice these are routed through test folder V. Let's ignore that. So right now they're in here. If I mute these, it will mute all the member tracks within the folder. So if I solo or mute a basic folder, it will affect the tracks that are within that folder. So anything that's within this folder is now soloed, and you'll notice we have everything else soft muted, right? And if I unsolo that and mute, it will mute these tracks. And you'll notice, oh, I don't have anything in there. You'll notice it's not muting these other tracks out of here. So if you're using a basic folder, you can solo and mute things. It affects anything that's placed within the folder. It doesn't have to be routed to a certain place, right? You will notice, however, if I drag it over to test folder V, which is a routing folder, see how we have our pan knobs and our fader here and stuff like that. So I have these tracks in here. They're routed through the test folder. If I solo them, it will solo them. If I mute them, it will not mute those tracks, right? So routing folders, it has more to do with the actual routing. So this is going to mute these tracks here, but it's because they're going out through test folder V and in here. If I, for example, let me drag some audio onto these tracks. So I have this kick drum here. And you'll notice the kick is going, but it's muted, so we're not hearing it. And that's because the routing is going out this test folder V and in here, and then it's getting muted at this point in the signal chain. So if I solo this, it gets through. And actually, let me put my headphones on here really quickly. All right, so if we hear this, let me hit play. Cool, so we hear that. If I solo it, it's gonna soft mute everything else in the session, but there's nothing else going on here. Cool. If I mute it, we're not hearing it because of this routing, right? But if I change this routing to a different folder, let's do folder 2 here. See how we still hear it because the routing's going out folder 2 and the audio is actually coming through here instead of coming through here. So with the routing folders, you have to think about routing more. With the basic folders, if you mute or solo, it'll affect anything that's within that folder. Another way to think about it, right, is that if you solo or mute this routing folder, you're solo or muting that routing path, right? This test folder V routing path. You're soloing or muting that bus, right? So yeah, that's about everything that I wanted to cover today. I hope someone finds this helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I have a Patreon if you're interested in checking that out. We have a Discord server that we're hanging out on. We're doing a book club on that Discord server. There's some early release content. There's some additional content on my website for people that are on the Patreon. And thank you to my Patreon patrons. It helps keep this channel independent. It helps keep it running. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And other than that, I come out with new videos every Wednesday. And thanks so much for hanging out. Okay.